this video is about recording your heart rate without any technology apart from your brain. All you're going to do is make sure that when you're doing your cardio, and this is important to do it whilst you're under the aerobic stress of the cardio, so whilst you're doing it, so ideally you want a hand free. So this method works best when you're doing like a circuit and you've got like a 30-second rest period, or you're on a bike, or you're running and you've got a hand free basically. What you're going to need to do is take your index and your middle finger and just place them. If you find your jawbone and just like find the edge of it, like round the near, like if you follow it up and it goes, you find a corner and it goes up toward like your earlobe. Okay, come back to that corner, go down a little bit, like get two fingers and just push in around that area. And if you feel carefully, you should feel your carotid artery pulse. Okay, so all you're going to do is count for 5 seconds and multiply it by 12. There's 12 5-second intervals in a minute, so count the number of beats that you get for 5 seconds, multiply it by 12. So when you're doing the 30-minute session that I prescribe, I typically want you a slightly lower heart rate. We're looking at around 140 to 150 beats per minute. So you really are looking at about 11. It's a little bit low. Let's go 12 to 13 beats in a 5-second interval. Okay. At this level of intensity, most people will likely still be able to hold a conversation, spluttering out a few words at a time. All right. As you progress through that 30-minute piece, ideally within the first couple of minutes, you should be up at 12 beats per 5-second interval, and toward the end, it will go between 13 and 14. All right, so maybe a little bit higher than 150. So you're looking at 144 to 156. For the higher intensity day, the 20-minute interval, I want you to be starting at around 150 beats per minute. So let's say 156, which is 13 beats in a 5-second interval. That all the way up to 15. So 13 to 15 beats in a 5-second interval. Now this is a continuous intense piece for both time frames, 30 and 20 minutes, and your heart rate wants to be steadily rising throughout each one. Notice that the 30-minute piece, there's only a 12 beat range that you start at 144 and end up at around 156. And on the 20-minute, it's a lot more intense. We're going to start around 156 and finish up around 180, which is 15 beats in a 5-second interval. So it's pretty hard to concentrate on your heartbeat and being able to physically move at the same time. So it takes a bit of practice. So I'd recommend practicing before the session, during the warm-up maybe, and you'll feel the more intense the workout gets, the higher your blood pressure will be, and so you will be more likely to feel those beats when you're exercising. So yeah, it just takes a little bit of practice, but that is how to monitor your heart rate